We have to introduce this piece of information to our viewers. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has also said in this issue that when we say animal lovers, it includes all animals. Whether I want to keep any animal in my house is my discretion. Same goes for a gated community. Whether a dog should be roaming around in a gated community, it would be for the community to decide. Suppose 90% of residents feel that it would be disastrous for children, but 10% insist on dogs. Somebody may bring buffaloes tomorrow. They may say, I want to have a buffalo milk. Let there be some provision under which the gated community decides by way of votes. So, Sambhav, if I can go across to my colleague who is still with us, in this hearing, obviously we are hearing arguments to and fro for both the cases, but over here we are seeing the mention of gated communities as well, and how the importance of votes also comes into the picture, because if 90% of the people are against something, then they cannot let it happen inside a gated community, right?
Well, absolutely. And here, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, since the beginning of this hearing in the Supreme Court, is putting forth similar kind of arguments before the bench. And here again, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has said that the cases reflect two competing concerns. Now, both concerns are, number one, with some lawyers who are appearing for the stray dogs on one hand, and others representing human affected by the dog attacks. Solicitor has further said before the Supreme Court three-judge bench that animal love must extend to all animals. And this is not for the first time he said this in the Supreme Court. Earlier also he said the same thing, and he reiterated same again in the Supreme Court, that animal love must extend to all animals, and the decisions such as keeping or allowing animals in residential or gated communities should rest with the community itself. So there should be some kind of voting mechanism. This is what Solicitor General Tushar Mehta is referring to. And he also suggested that if a majority of residents in a gated community feel stray dog pose a risk to children and public safety, their collective decision should prevail through voting based mechanism. So these are very important arguments made by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta in the Supreme Court, because in front of the three-judge bench of the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court is hearing the matter on the basis of who all have filed the compliance report in the Supreme Court, because earlier Supreme Court has asked to file the compliance report from the states and asked the chief secretaries to be physically present, those who have not filed the compliance report. And Supreme Court was going through all these compliance reported filed by different states, and because of which this hearing happened today in the top court, where all these senior advocates, including Solicitor General Tushar Mehta and senior advocate Kapil Sibal, making their submissions before the three-judge bench.
Right. In fact, let me also seek Mr. Jindal's comments on this argument that has been put forth by the Solicitor General. Mr. Jindal, if I can have your observations on this argument that has been put forward, do you believe that there should be, votes being taken in a gated community?
Look, but I think it is, yes, it is a good approach. But it is very difficult to taking this kind of voting kind of thing in a particular society, because there are so many issues, and if it is happened, then it will also create some kind of difficulty for the citizens and the community also. I think there should be a state and forward formula should be imposed by which we can say that okay, those life. As they are people, and our constitution given also right to the animals, it can be protected, and further for the sake of the life of human, it should be also been there. So I think the government themselves form an particular guidelines for pick up the dogs and other animals who have been managed on the streets and on the roads. I think that will be more appropriate from a particular guidelines or from the Supreme Court directions or the state themselves. And we have to see what report till now. There are so many states didn't file any compliance report on the directions of the Supreme Court. So I think we have to wait for from the reports filed by the state also.
Right. In fact, let me also seek in Mr. Dubey's comments on the same. Mr. Dubey, do you also believe that in a gated community, there should be a democratic way to solve the issues of animals?
The democratic way has not worked at all. It's not one. All in again. This matter has been heard by not once, but number of occasions. But the democratic way, because the dog lovers prevent humans who are affected to be relocated in a safe place. I see my right, fundamental right is not next to your house. If I want to feed some dogs, I should take it to the designated place. RWS has yet not taken any decision to relocate those dogs to designated places. A. Now B, if anybody in RWA takes an initiative to decide a designated place in a gated society, then those dog lovers come and start abusing, which turns to the cases, registration of cases. Number C, if you see, the feeding always takes place after 11 o'clock. So dog lovers come, they feed them inside the road, in between the roads, next to the gate. So the dogs are always there, and children, the aged people, senior citizens, women, vulnerable, all are affected by those dogs. Even my daughter is too young; she is afraid of going out to the school just because of the dogs are sitting next to her house. That same goes with the gimbal, same goes with the somehow, and all are affected by this. So at least there has to be a balanced approach between the stray dogs and humans. So it's not that we don't love stray dogs, or those who support this don't love the stray dogs. They all love the stray dogs and dogs, animals, but the question is vulnerability. Question is when the dogs bite it. Question is when the people are affected, people are dying. These are the questions, probable questions which one should consider. So I think the Supreme Court is hearing this matter, and Supreme Court should comply. Ask the states to relocate dogs to the shelter homes, and those dog lovers can go and can always feed those dogs to the shelter homes. That should be the basic spirit of the order, because the order's scope has been expanded from Delhi NCR to all over the country. Now, Mrs. Mehta has very rightly and candidly argued this point, which is the pain of the common citizens of this country, and someone would agree to my point. Over to you.
Right. In fact, I'll request you to stay on with us since this is an ongoing hearing that is taking place. We have some more inputs in this matter. The counsel for an applicant has said that we are not against dogs. We have to see the dog menace and public safety as well. 6.2 crore is the population of dogs, and now the situation is going out of control. ABC rules need to be amended. They are contrary to the Act. In fact, the Supreme Court is hearing the counsels of the applicants in the case, while one counsel for an applicant has said, and I quote here, whether all NGOs will take accountability. There are silent deaths happening. Suggestions include identification of high-risk zones, establishments of quarantine centers, waste management for stray dogs. Local authorities have power to euthanize. Another counsel is citing dog attacks in Kerala. And he said that there are 35 acts by state governments having provisions for elimination of stray dogs. Dangerous, ferocious dogs must be eliminated from the streets. 2017 order. Instead of discussing about ABC rules, we have to discuss about Prevention of Cruelty Act. Yesterday, one lawyer attacked in the Gujarat High Court. Two groups argued over it. An application will be moved by the Bar Association Council for one. Amar Jain has also said in this case that in ABC rules, no provision has been done for training to people with disabilities. PWD also is not trained on how to save themselves. Public access areas like hospitals have no animal-free zones where PWD